Tell us a little bit about your life, kind of age 0 through 10. Just a quick little overview, 0 through 10. You're going to have to answer one of these, Anna. We'll let you pass on the first one. 0 through 10.
Where were you born? Chihuahua, Mexico. She was born in Chihuahua and had to have surgery at birth, and mom couldn't handle that, so she left.
Yeah, you gotta almost eat that mic there, Anita. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So Dad took care of her, and she had a lot of kidney infections. They came to Odessa to do some farm labor work, and she went into kidney failure when she was about 4 and a half. And the hospital airbagged her to Galveston Hospital, Children's Hospital Galveston, to have a urostomy tube put in. That was about age 5 and a half-ish, and the dad couldn't handle things. So she went into foster care. Why they didn't send her back to Mexico, I have no idea. But what a blessing it's been to have her. And so for the next few years, Dad had taken care of her when she went to foster care. I was her first nurse when she came out of the hospital to show the foster family how to take care of her. And I thought that day, I wanted this child in our home. She was a very angry, volatile child. She was diagnosed with something called RAD, reactive attachment disorder, which means you can't, you don't associate with people. You look at them and there's no connection. Snipers do a good job with RAD. They pick those. And she was just really angry child, and fall on the floor and hitting other kids, and yeah, lots of stuff. Mean kid. And she went through a few more foster homes before we finally did get her. And so we've had her as a foster child since then, but that's up to age 10-ish.
Right. Well, she's had quite a health battle, and especially the last couple of years. Don't go all the way till March. Just kind of, just the last 3 years of that struggle, and maybe you can touch on how you adopted her and that cool story about her name and everything like that.
Okay. She finally got to us, but she has doctors all over Texas, so I centralized it to Cook Children's, and that was an awesome thing to be doing. She's had, I believe, 13 surgeries since I've had her, because we have had her in our home. And she went into, while she was in kidney failure, her one kidney worked okay until about 3.5 years ago, and she went on to peritoneal dialysis at home. It's where they put a tube on her, and then we hook her up to this machine, and all during the night for 10 to 12 hours, it dumps in 1,000 cc's of water and sits there for an hour, and then it dumps out. And then it'll put in another 1,000 cc's of sugar water to kind of clean her system for her, since her kidney wasn't doing it. And she got to where she just hooks herself up at night and takes herself off the next morning. And it really went well. When they get an infection inside, you have to give a bunch of medications in the bag that she uses, and we did that fairly often. One time the infection was really bad, so when we came to Cook, they had to pull the tube out and put her on hemodialysis, and for it to heal. 6 weeks later, we were to go in and have it changed back to the peritoneal dialysis, but it didn't work. So she's had colon surgeries, bladder surgeries, as well as the kidney.
How did you meet the, go ahead, Stacy, jump in there.
Tell us the story about what she requested for Christmas that 1 year.
That's good.
In her Sunday school class at Midland Bible Church, the teacher was asking, what are you guys really wanting for Christmas? And make it serious. What do you really want? Went around to the different children, and it came to Anna, and she said, I just want a real mom and daddy. And so, of course, the teacher was in pieces. We thought then, we don't want to let her go. They were wanting to put her in a foster home here in Fort Worth, so she'd be closer to her doctors and things, because we have to drive monthly over here. And they said, we'll just move her to another foster home. And my husband just had a fit and couldn't handle that. So he said, well, they can't have her. CPS can't have her. I said, CPS can do what they want to. And so I said, unless we adopt her. And he goes, you consider that? I'm like, pre-puberty? I don't know. But all of that did change. And so we adopted her. It'll be 2 years ago in November. And she is not that same child. The doctors and the psychologist said she will not be able to ever relate, ever be able to have the compassion that she needs as a person. And so they were very much against it. And yet the Lord has done miracles, and she's one of my best friends. She's just a doll laugh.
Amen. How'd you meet Stacy and Paige? You want to tell us that? Remember that? Remember where you met? Huh?
At the hospital.
At the hospital? Did you go visit them? Were they in there and sick, or how'd that work? Oh, you were in there.